All good.
Not planning on it either. I hope so.
Baden Masters wird präsentiert vom Swisslos Sport von Aargau, der Regionalwerk Baden und Schob mit ihren Profis für Gartenbau, Spenglerei und Flachdach.
Good morning, curling fans. You join us. It's the final day of round robin activity here at Baden Masters 2024. We already had the early draw this morning. That was finished a little bit early. And you join us here for the 11 o'clock draw. It is the last round robin game for the teams out on the ice here, and this will decide who qualifies for quarter-finals later on today. Our featured game on sheet 2 here in Baden then, it is the all-conquering Cameron Bryce's team from Scotland, one of 5 Scottish teams representing here in Baden, and they are playing Team Chandler from Canada. And you will notice just one sweeper for Canada. They are playing with 3 at this competition. Their lead thrower has to have one of those job thingies and couldn't get all the time off. They have some other competitions lined up in Europe. And it's pretty difficult going in this competition with all 4 of you, and the Canadians finding it a little bit tough just with the 3 of them.
45.
Bryce's team, on the other hand, last year's losing finalists. They are sailing along very nicely. On paper then, should be advantage Scotland, but
Top 4, top 8.
I'm sure the Canadians would like to finish strong. Their first time in this competition.
Line should be good.
Looks good.
Hard dunk. Right to it.
And let's hope we have a nice feast of curling
Good sweeping, boys. Got 14
this
on that.
late morning draw. So who else is out on the ice?
Nice throw, Robin.
Over on sheet 1, out in radio silence, so we will keep you updated with that game. It is James Craik's team, the vice champions from Scotland, and they are playing the hugely popular new team from Philippines, and that is skipped by Mark Pfister. Over on the static cam on sheets 3 and 4. On sheet 3 we have Benny Kapp's team from Germany, and they are playing Michael Brunner's team from Switzerland. And finally on sheet 4, it's another neighbourly matchup. It is Sixten Totzek's team, also from Germany, and they are playing Marco Hösli's team from Switzerland. So you can have the static cam set up on the iPad or on your phone, and then you can join us here on your TV. It is the Scots playing Yellowstones, but with rather confusingly red uniforms. They have the last stone advantage in this first end. They had the superior last shot draw. You can see the hammer there on the scoreboard behind the players there. So it is the Scots playing yellow. They have last stone in this first end. Canada playing red, trying to keep the game towards the centre.
That was not a press slide. That was so high. Is that bad from? Okay. Go under the left eye. I'm just going to win. I always used to see myself on look side.
We've seen a lot of good curling already in this competition, as always. We had a full roster of 20 teams very quickly. The competition filled up right away. We had a waiting list of a few teams. You've got to be organised to play here in Basel. It's a really popular competition. As you can see, we've got 20 of the best teams in the world. We have the Olympic champions, the world champions, the European champions, many, many national champions.
Third.
It's a real strong way to start your season. And all your food is included as well. And we know that these big boys teams, they do love to eat.
Yep. Whoa. Let's watch these ones. Okay. Just fighting that slide a little. Like. Fine, Scott.
Yeah. Huh? Yeah.
There is one round to follow this. That's at 3 o'clock European. That will be the final round robin in the competition. After that, all the teams will be ranked 1 to 20, and the top 8 teams from there will qualify for quarter-finals this evening. Always a bit of a nervy wait. If you win all 4 of your games, then obviously that's enough to qualify. And if you win 3 out of 4 games, that is enough to qualify. And normally we have a big pile of teams on 2 wins and 2 losses. And for those teams, or teams with the same number of wins and losses, you are ranked by your draw shot challenge, the cumulative last shot draw. And that is a very nervy way to qualify. You can really be watching till the very last stone of the very last round. I will get a hold of the last shot draw scores, and we can discuss that in the later round. Good morning, Tom's Rail announcements. Dedicated superfan in the chat.
Carl! Good.
Tom typically cheering for the Scottish teams, so he'll probably be happy to see Bryce's team doing well in this competition again. We have 5 teams from Scotland supporting this competition.
It's pretty good. You got a dead nose if they don't.
We have 5 Swiss teams, 2 teams from Germany, both of which are on the ice. And we have teams from 1 team each from Canada, US, Sweden, Netherlands, Norway, Czechia, Philippines and Italy. So we have 11 countries represented this weekend. And we have had the chance to watch all of our international visitors on this live stream. And that's a big reason why this competition is so popular, is because you really play all the best teams. Teams come from so many different countries. And the food thing as well.
Just like 10. Try and get a little bit under there.
A really canny skip, I would say. Cameron Bryce, he's really been around forever.
Yeah.
Very successful all over the board at juniors. First of all, then he and Robin McCall, they've been runner-up in World Mixed Championship as well.
Whoa, whoa, Carl! 10-5.
Very difficult to beat this team.
Carl! Got it, Carl! Whoa, straight, straight! Whoa! Sorry. Okay. I run really straight.
Both teams then finding the ice a little bit, just getting the feel of it. I was talking to Ice Master Jamie last night. We have Jamie staying up all hours to have professional standard ice for the competition here. That's another big reason that the teams like to come. There's really swingy, fast, world quality ice. And he was telling me that the temperature has really dropped. There was a big storm here last night and the temperature has really dropped. It's a bit rainy today. And that will definitely change the ice conditions. So let's see if the teams can figure that part out. Jamie said it was going to be running probably a little bit slower. A lovely double take out there. No problem with ice running a little bit slower for the Canadian. We will say hello to the teams in just a minute. The Canadian team playing this whole competition with 3 players, and as I said, it's pretty difficult stuff in this competition when you've got all 4. And the Canadians finding it a bit tough out there, but they're here for a few competitions in Europe.
And he's just somewhere here and we've got nothing.
And as far as I know, there is their lead player who's
don't
not here this weekend. They will be joining.
And
I think that will cheer everybody up.
It's not great. Well, the thing is, if we make one here, they're just playing the top. And we've not got a double for 2. It's a double for 1. I don't mind this.
Remember, it's Scotland playing yellow. They have last stone.
10.
And remember, if you have last stone, the kind of the default situation
Yeah, it like a third. I mean, you're still going to touch it.
Scoring 1.
You're still going to touch it.
If you have, well, you do have 1 last stone, and at this level, you're not going to see too many misses.
You can throw 11 and try and just go tight past it.
So at this level, if you have
you'll hit quarter
last
stone,
stone,
if you,
you can kind of expect to score 1 point with your 1 last stone. And if we all do that, then after 8 ends, you will end up with a score of 4 each. So if you want to win the game, you have to do something a bit fancier, and that is why you will hear the teams and see the teams working hard to get more than 1 point when they have last stone. So Cameron's a left-hander. I always think it looks so awkward. But presumably it's fine for them.
Hard, Robin. Hard. Gotta go. Roll it! It's the same as the first games yesterday. It's not going to do anything.
So they could be in a bit of trouble there, Scott. Well, trouble. It's only the first end, but they do leave a chance now for Canada to put some pressure on them.
Threw that appeal in that spot and we're close.
Remember, Scotland's objective here, they have last stone. Relatively straightforward to score 1 point, but they would much rather score more than 1 point while they have last stone advantage. But Canada with a chance here to put some pressure on.
It's not going. Hard on this red if it gets it. You got a chance. Hard Scott, hard Scott, hard Scott, right out. Hard.
Is that little red going to hang around? Duncan Mingus is right in our way.
Draw it.
Oh, it is, and that's the pressure then. As long as Canada were lying 2 stones after that throw, and they are. And as long as there's not really a double available, a double takeout, and there isn't,
14-5,
then they have now forced Scotland to score 1.
Like being swept, Jack. You were 15 sweat. We're all.
It's early days in this game. We're just in the first end. But as we said, typically, at least in the early stages of the game, you really want to try to get points on the board. You would much rather score more than one with the last stone advantage. So I think Canada will be happy with their start, forcing Cameron Bryce to draw to the 8-foot and take 1 point in this first end. The sweepers staying close, but don't seem too worried. Oh, actually, were they standing off because it had a bit too much beans? It did have too much beans. And that's actually going to be a steal for Canada. Cancelling out one of those Canadian counters, but not both. So,
well, it's not curling there, though.
A bit of a shaky start for the Scottish team, but the threesome from Canada.
We're better playing aggressive curling.
They'll be pretty happy with that, forcing Scotland to try to take one, and Scotland making an early mistake. So it is Scotland who will retain last stone going into this second end. And the score in our featured game in Baden, Cameron Bryce's team of Scotland versus Jordan Chandler's team of Canada, and it is the Canadians who are 1-0 ahead after one end. So we can say a proper hello to the teams. In your picture there is actually second thrower normally for Canada. That's Robert Curry. Sweeping is third thrower Connor Laws. And in the head, skip and fourth is Jordan Chandler. The Canadians missing Evan Lilly, their lead thrower, who will be joining them for
just clean that.
Later competitions. There we are. We at least have a picture of him. So the Canadians on the left of your screen there.
Yep. Keep it moving.
Jordan, Connor and Robert here with us. Oh, we don't have two Robert Currys, although I bet they wish they did. They're missing Evan Lilly. And throwing for Scotland, fourth and skip is Cameron Bryce. Third, Duncan Mingus. Second, Scott Hislop. And lead thrower, Robin McCall.
Twelve. 12-5. Hard dunk. Hard.
Both groups out in the ice. Pretty interesting stuff. Still, let me work this out now. Technically, everyone in this group can still qualify. So Edin, currently top of the pile, they've played their 4 games. They're on 3-1. They lost their very first game, but picked themselves up and won the next 3. So Edin's team, we will see them later in the quarterfinals. Cameron Bryce's team out on the ice just now. They have won 2 and lost 1. They had a peculiar looking game against Edin last night. Score of 3-2. Maybe we'll throw back to the 80s scores from curling. So if Bryce wins this game, they will be on 3-1. They will be safely through. If they lose this game, they'll be in the big pile of teams on 2-2. Jordan Chandler's team, and actually everyone else in this group, so Jordan Chandler, Marco Høstmælingen and Sixten Totzek, they're all on 1 win and 2 losses. So if the Canadians can grab a win here, they will be on 2-2. And whoever wins over on sheet 4, where we have Marco Høstmælingen's Swiss team playing Sixten Totzek's German outfit, they will go to 2-2 as well. So every single team in this group can still qualify for quarterfinals, but as we said, if you're on 2-2, it will go down to your draw shot challenge cumulative score. So it could be a nervous wait for the teams that will end on 2-2 in this group. In the other group out on the ice, that's Group A. Retornaz, the Italians, they had a loss yesterday evening. I think that's the first time they've lost in this competition since 2022. But they were beaten by Benny Kapp's team on sheet 3. But nevertheless, they had won their first 3 games, so they were, I think, the first team qualified for the quarterfinals. They're on 3-1. They have a game off this morning, so we will see the Italians later. Benny Kapp's team from Germany, they've won all 3 of their games, so they're already qualified. They're playing Michael Brunner on sheet 3. If they win, they are still qualified, but they will really bounce themselves up to the top of the table with 4 wins out of 4. And Brunner, they already have 2 wins. So as we said, if they could grab a win here, they will qualify clear for the quarterfinals. If they don't get a win here, they'll be on 2-2, and they'll be in the last shot draw lottery. Over on sheet 1, the 2 other teams in that group, it's James Craik's team from Scotland and Mark Pfister's team representing Philippines. Both of them had a tough weekend. They're both still looking for their first win. But don't be fooled, viewer. We've been watching a few of their games from both of those teams, have been on the live stream. And if you've been watching, you will know that neither of those teams is playing badly. Just not quite finding the right roles, not quite getting their weight and angles exact. So both of them would love to finish strong. Back in our featured game on sheet 2. It's Cameron and Bryce on 2 wins and a loss, and Jordan Chandler on 1 win and 2 losses. Both of these teams really need to win this game, and it's the Canadians who have had the brighter start. They stole a 1 in the first end and not allowing Scotland at the moment to build much of an end here in the second.
See line, back 4.
Oh, nice throw from Duncan Mingus there. Just punching that red beyond T-line and getting a delicate little roll in behind cover. So yellow not lying shot, but finally getting a yellow to hang around. With that steal in the first end, the Canadians, it is the Scots who retain last stone in the second end. And as we said, you really want to score more than 1 if you've got last stone. There is only one team in the competition who have won all 4 of their games so far, who are sitting top of the 20 teams, and that is the European champions and Olympic silver medalist. It's Bruce Mouat's team from Scotland. They've never had a particularly happy experience here, but they seem determined to change that this year. We will be watching Bruce Mouat's team, or rather we will certainly have Bruce Mouat's team in the quarterfinals. They've got the rest of the day off to prepare for this evening. We've got one more round after this round. This is the last game for these 2 groups, and then we have the other 2 groups on at 3 o'clock European, and we will be watching the World Junior Champions from Norway, Høstmælingen, and he will be playing, or they will be playing rather, the team from Netherlands, Gösgens team. So goodness me, that's going to be hilarious having Lorna pronounce all those names. That's at 3 o'clock European, and then this evening, once the dust has settled, the top 8 teams out of 20 will play in the quarterfinals at 8:30 European time. Scotland then throwing yellow in our live stream game here. Is there a double takeout? Very thin. I'm not sure. Scotland have found nice stone placement here in the second end. Working hard to try to score 2 points with last stone advantage. But there are those 2 Canadian reds hanging around as well. It's still that red stone that's been there since about 3rd stone, I think, that's currently lying shot. Bit of a speed wobble from Jordan Chandler. So removing one of the Scottish counters. I think he wanted slightly more of a roll than that, but that yellow starting to get a bit lonely in amongst all those reds. It maybe looks like Scotland's in a bit of danger with just that 1 yellow and 3 reds, but it is Scotland playing yellow with last stone, so I'm not too worried about them. Important is their shot placement, so that when Bryce comes to play his last stone of this end, they have a chance for 2 yellows to count. So that's what they'll be discussing.
10-5.
This is the first of Cammie's 2 stones. How are they setting up a chance? Make it as difficult as possible for Canada to ruin their plans. Good morning, Clock. Clock asks, is Connor Laws related to Caitlin Laws? I have the same question, Clock, and I'm going to find out for you.
Whoa! 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 Carl! Hard! Whoa! 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 Carl! 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 Gotta go! Gotta go! Gotta go! Sacked.
That certainly mixed things up a bit in the second end, but unfortunately not quite finding the roles that they wanted there, Scotland. I'm not sure they're going to get a chance for 2 after all.
I got 11-2 on it.
Yeah, if you just remove that short yellow that's covering the hole, Cammy Bryce, well capable of a triple takeout, don't get me wrong, but I don't mind at all forcing him to try to get a treble takeout and make 2. Yeah. Hit and roll away. Force him to 2. Yeah, no need to make this overcomplicated, boys. Seems fairly straightforward. Oh, clock, you beat me to it. Indeed, Connor Laws is the nephew of Caitlin Laws. Another one of those talented curling families. Final throw in the second end for Jordan Chandler of Canada. Another tidy end from Canada. Remember, their objective, fairly simple. They just want to stop Scotland having chances to score more than 1 point with last stone. Well, they do want this red hanging around, and that really stuck its line, didn't it? So is there now a chance then for Scotland to have 2? Is there a double takeout? Or is Scotland saying to themselves, let's just take an easy hit and stick for 1 point, level the scores, start again.
Whoa, yep, whoa, close, yep, hard, hard down, hard. Gotta go, come on, go, go, go,
Oh,
go,
he is
go.
going for the double, isn't he?
Sure, Bryce.
Oh, what a shot! The double was there. It's made perfectly by Cameron Bryce.
Yeah.
That is after a lot of effort from Scotland there. And a bit of a mistake for Canada with their final stone. Yep. Perfectly played by Cammy Bryce, and a really well worked 2 points for Scotland on the board. After 2 ends then in our featured game at Baden Masters 2024.
Yeah.
It is Cameron Bryce,
Even that one
rink from
barely
Scotland,
out.
leading
I
Jordan
called it
Chandler's
like
team from
halfway.
Canada 2 points to 1.
Aye. No. Yeah.
Let's see how everyone else is getting on. Over on sheet 1,
Tight, tight.
we have another of our Scottish teams. We have 5 Scottish teams with us this weekend. It is James Craik's team from Scotland, leading Mark Pfister's team representing Philippines. And it was Craik's team picking up 2 in their first end. They have played the second end, but haven't put the score up yet. We'll come back to that when they do. On sheet 3, it was a score of 1 to Benny Kapp's German team. The only other team in the competition currently unbeaten, along with Bruce Mouat's team. And they
Straight.
picked up 1 point against
Straight.
Michael Brunner's Swiss team
Straight.
in their first end. And finally on sheet 4, 6-10 Totzek
Target.
from Germany versus Marco Hösli from Switzerland. That was a
Alright,
blank
alright.
in the first end. And nobody seems to have put up their score for the second.
Sweep.
Tom in the chat, very impressed with that shot from Cammy Bryce. Same here, Tom. That was a peach, wasn't it? That should give the Scots good confidence at this early stage in the game. So it's Scotland then with first stones in this third end. It is Canada who have last stone advantage for the first time in this game. Big sweep from Duncan Mingus there. And a very traditional setup there. Robert Curry kind of subbing at lead as well as doing his own job at second. Robert Curry throwing up a nice corner guard there. The Scots playing towards the centre. And now let's watch Canada working to bring that corner guard back into play.
Curl! Curl! Oh. Off!
That's an interesting sweeping technique, isn't it? Very bouncy.
Just gotta stop.
He must have very strong calves. Corner laws. But Robert Curry has overthrown that, and that is going to open the door for Scotland to close the door. Just saw James Craik to the left of your screen there, right out on the edge of his sheet. It was a steal to the Scots in their game. You can see the total just behind their heads. That was a steal to Scotland, so that means they are leading Philippines 3 points to 0. And if you haven't been following Curling Philippines, you've been missing out, gang. You should totally look that up. We have had loads of fans for Team Philippines here in the club and in the chat online.
Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
Still looking for their first win in this competition.
Yep.
The team
Whoa,
from Philippines. Gosh, what a shot that is still from Robert Curry. He's not playing every stone, but he is playing 3. And really clearing out all the danger there, but he does leave that centre guard, which Cameron Bryce is going to continue using. Let's watch this. 1, 2, 3 yellows all going. A wee bit unlucky to jam the back red there. But I doubt that a stone in the back ring there, that should not come into play at the conclusion of the end. And you can see what a difference it makes having 2 big boys sweeping rather than just one. I'm sure the Canadians will sleep well after this weekend. Same idea for Canada. It's now Conor Laws throwing and Robert Curry sweeping.
No! No! Come on, curl.
That's neither one nor the other. He doesn't get the run back, and he does leave a pesky guard out front. That guard not really wide enough to help Canada, and still rather helping Scotland now. So a bit of a half shot there. And that means Scotland can put some pressure on.
1.5. Gotta go late.
Scotland 2-1 ahead. So not exactly running for home just yet. But certainly it's the Canadians who should be doing the work to set up the end to try to score a couple of points here. Scotland don't need to steal. Scotland don't need to get any points in this end, so they're quite happy to just keep cluttering up that centre line, make sure that Canada are not having chances to build an end.
Yep. Whoa. Whoa.
Just the one again, though. At some point to make progress here, you do need somebody to get a nice big double on the centre line. And a look to the heavens from Conor Laws. Oh dear, and they're just leaving a whole bunch of helpful stuff for Scotland there out front.
T-line. T-line.
So kind of both teams playing for Scotland at the moment. Everything coming up Bryce. And Scotland now lying 3 behind Canadian cover. Ooh.
You like that?
Those guards are not helping you, Canada.
This.
I think you need to persist with trying to run back, no?
I mean, it's either that or just knows it. I kind of like this. Like, we got to keep it open for me, okay?
That's true enough. But at some point, they will have to do something about that yellow on the 4-foot circle, the blue one. And Canada running out of stones a bit.
Close.
To build this end. I think they will be quite happy if they can just score one at this stage.
Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Watch the roll.
And they play with
much.
a lot of handle, the Canadians, and not quite finding necessarily the curl they want, but that's a very excellent plan B. That already moves that pesky yellow off the 4-foot.
You can't make it any better. You throw normal to clip that, everything's definitely gone.
But the Scots know this line very well. They've already thrown 4 or 5 shots up this same line, curling in behind the cover. And that's exactly what Cammy Bryce is doing as well.
Well then, whoa.
Should be team.
You can see a bit less handle on that stone from Cammy and finding a bit more curl. And that is a really nice throw from him. Straightforward stuff from Scotland. Just keep putting that pressure on Canada.
Right? For later.
Let's find a great spot, that yellow.
Like we could tap that.
That's more than buried in behind that first red guard.
Yeah. The Colt. I think we go for here. Okay. Back 8.
This early stage, I would probably say advantage Scotland. I think the momentum slightly more with them, managing to put more pressure on Canada than the other way.
Back 8.
Aye. Aye.
First throw of the third end for Canadian skip
Yep,
Jordan Chandler.
Yep.
He's still just
Girl.
throwing his normal 2 stones.
Girl. Just go
If you
for
do
weight.
have to play with 3 players, then whoever throws fourth, they still just get 2 stones, and your other 2 players throw 3 stones
Straight.
each.
Straight only. Off.
Yeah, look,
Off.
that-
Off. 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 Off.
That more rotation on the handle, and not
Perfect.
quite finding the same
There
pull up
you
as
go.
the Scottish
Darn it.
stone, but well, what do you think?
That's perfect.
I do think that's red. I think Duncan Mingus just tapped the red stone, possibly indicating
It's a good back 8 tap, eh?
he thinks red is short, and yeah, I think I do too. So what does Scotland do? They could just say, fine,
It was obviously
I have 1 point, try to make it
never
as
there.
difficult as possible to get 2 points from here.
Am I missing something?
Yeah, if you just throw a guard just short of house, make the 4 foot
Good guess from that
inaccessible to Canada, give them 1 point, level scores, and you get last stone advantage back.
It's like 5 feet. Thrown. At the stick. That was at the stick.
Are we that heavy? It's just
Little too much. Yeah. Oh yeah. I think it's good now. I think it rips out.
Yeah.
He hits everything. I don't know. Get a softer, didn't it?
Third.
Decision has been made.
Yep. Hard.
Too close.
Hard, Robin. Whoa. Whoa. Yep.
So
Yep.
the
Yep.
Scots are trying to remove that red.
Didn't need the wall.
Just ping it out through the back. Oh, but they haven't made it around the guard. Ooh. I wonder if that stone just took off on them, or they seemed happy when they let it go. Yeah, that really just started to curl right off the line, didn't it?
Just debating draw or hit it.
Well now. So same kind of shot for Canada, and
I've seen draw
2
myself,
points
but
are yours.
Yeah, because we can always kiss off, right? Never hurting ourselves kissing
you
off.
can't. Yeah, you can't push them further closer to the
Yeah,
ring.
again, I'm not sure there are too many
Like,
options
just
here.
playing back line.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
this.
we know. Thank you.
You just need to punch that yellow a bit, and then you will be sitting 2. Or they're maybe just going for the dead draw by the look of it.
Yeah, I just don't want to be in between, so just pick. Didn't want to be in between with something, just pick one. So let's draw. Is this path going to be the same as what I just threw? Foot faster here? You think so? We can kiss off our own, no problem, if need be. But full 4. Okay.
Last shot of the third end for George and Chandler of Canada.
Easy. Easy. Close.
Same weight as last time, free
Easy.
forefoot.
Easy, easy.
And they judged that perfectly.
Yep.
That's exactly where he tapped his brush, right on the pin.
14-2.
Excellent shot from Chandler there. Putting a 2 straight back up on the board.
Top 4 again. Let them...
The 3 Canadians then working very hard together, and they're rewarded
we were
with
calm about it because we knew the plan B there.
a score of 2.
Just had to get it locked
Tried
on
to
that
set up
somewhere.
a chance, did get a mistake from Scotland,
It's hard.
and
It's hard
George and
to scream.
Chandler finishing it
is.
off with a shot to the pin. And I'm sure, yes, they will put that up right away. The score of 2 to the Canadians means in our featured game at Baden Masters 2024, it is George and Chandler's team from Canada lead Cameron Bryce's team from Scotland 3 points to 2.
Never call that in a million years.
It's a nice match.
Yeah.
Robert Curry
Line's good. Line's good.
doing lead's job and his own job at second.
No, line's good. Line's fine.
It's Scotland who have last stone again in this fourth end.
14-3. Should be top 4. Yep, 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 yep.
Ah, did you hear that, viewer? Sounded like George and Chandler said 14-3, and he was doing the hog-to-hog timing. That gives us an overall idea of how the ice is running. And remember what we said early on in this game, that Ice Master Jamie said the ice probably will be running a little bit slower today. The outside conditions very different. It's been boiling for the first couple of days of this competition, but there was a storm last night and the temperature has dropped about 10 degrees. And Jamie was telling me that that will affect the ice, and I think it has. It was more like 15.5 yesterday. Jamie said it would be maybe about a second slower, and it is.
Straight only. Straight if you can. Okay, well then, just for weight. It's gonna just have to stop. It's gotta stop. 16-1, 16-1. Split the center. Yep. Go.
Lovely play from Robert Curry. Not necessarily easy to just switch up from throwing second stones to throwing lead. Most of your shots at lead obviously set up stones, throwing a lot of guards, a lot of front of house kind of weight. And you do that more at second these days in the 5-rock rule, but also playing the heavier weights at second as well. Well, these guys, they'll practice everything. But still, hats off to you, Robert Curry, for filling in at lead expertly there. And that is not what Scotland want. That is
I think that's on the line. It's on, eh?
a guard that is now helping Canada. And I think Jordan Chandler, yeah, just checking actually, does that fall foul of the no-tick rule? But I don't think so.
Yeah, it's just that they're definitely angling this way, and all 3 reds could go. But if we guard the outside half of this, he's blasting in the yellow. Rob.
We have 5 teams already qualified for quarterfinals on 3 or 4 wins already.
Okay, just over.
You want to know who they are?
Curl! Curl!
You could probably guess.
Have a look! Hey,
Already qualified for
have a
this
look.
evening are
Tons,
Benny
guys.
Kapp's team from Germany. They're playing on sheet 3. Joe Retornaz of Italy.
Just
Niklas
stop,
Edin
just
from
stop.
Sweden.
Just let it
Bruce
go.
Mouat
Fine.
from Scotland. And Yannick
73.
Schwaller from Switzerland.
Okay, we'll guard the yellow.
As I said, only Benny Kapp and Bruce Mouat's teams unbeaten. So even though some very familiar names already through to the quarters this evening,
I know. Yeah. And he's
they have not had it all their own way. They've had a tough fight to get there. So Scott Hislop being asked to clear up a bit here. Those stones out front not helping Scotland at all. Not finding the angle he wanted, Scott. And Scotland with some work to do in this 4th end to get anything positive out of it.
$17-3.
As we approach half-time, I can give you another update about half-time quiz. I know that Tom was just so excited for half-time quiz, and it's even going to be new and improved this year. We were preparing it yesterday. We've been asking the teams the quiz questions, some trivia questions.
I don't mind it curling. It's going. We'll take the curl. Take the curl. Yep. Yep. It's a great shot.
Scotland then, yeah, they just have to keep cleaning up here a bit. Not unusual that Kapp-Röhrs' team are involved in a real cat and mouse game. As I said, I think they're very difficult to beat, this team, but they do typically have really close games a lot. So that's cleared out a couple of stones.
Yeah, just kicked high.
If Bryce's team win this game, they will join the 5 qualifiers. They're on 2 wins, 1 loss.
Right off. It's more. It's more.
Chandler's team are on 1 win and 2 losses. They had a really difficult start to their campaign, but
Second
if
more,
they
17-1.
can win this game, that will put them on 2 and 2. And if they have a good draw shot challenge, they can still qualify for this evening.
Yeah.
So Duncan Mingus also going to have to try to clear up a bit here. Scotland making not much progress in this end. But they just have to stick with this. No point letting stones build up. Tom in the chat says, there are no facts about curlers that are not interesting. I agree. We had a terrific time gathering facts yesterday.
Room!
Our quizmeister
Room!
is Mina on the organising team.
Curl only.
We have video trivia this time.
Well, have a look, Rob. Yeah, 18-2.
And Scotland just facing the same situation again and again. So Kapp-Röhrs deciding, okay, we've only got 3 stones left. We maybe need to make a move here. This can backfire though.
I know. Bryce is last. It's tempting, yeah. Well to our own. If we draw a back button here, it's the only way.
More aggressive tactic. As we always say, it is higher risk, higher reward. So Duncan Mingus throwing a big weight with his first stone, being asked to drop it right back to exactly T weight.
Top 4! Top 4! Should be good.
The sweepers just staying with it all the way. I think they've judged that one beautifully. Well,
Yeah,
the
we're
high
here.
risk, high reward strategy looking good at the moment.
Is it right under?
Yeah, as long as we're not just guarding them.
That's what the Canadians are looking at. Still a whole bunch of stones out front.
What if we throw control, try and pick it, and pick the guard?
And if I was Canada, I might be tempted to play
Yeah, I
same
guess
kind
the
of
freeze
shot
closes
that we
down
just
the
saw
scoring
from
area,
Scotland. Or maybe swing one around the anti-clockwise handle. At the moment, the anti-clockwise handle, that's on the left of our screen. That whole side of the sheet, pretty open actually.
I guess so, eh?
Maybe try and block
Yeah, I
Scotland
guess he's
doing
not
anything
discarded, he's not
over
drawing
there.
He's getting top.
A score of -1 for Canada, i.e. 1 point to Scotland. That's fine for them. They just don't want it to be any bigger.
Have we missed that again? Yeah.
Team Philippines
Top one.
fans, pay attention. That was a score of 1 to Team Philippines in the third end in their game. And that means that over on sheet 1, it is James Craik's team from Scotland. They are winning against Team Pfister representing Philippines, and it's 3 points to
A little
1
high if we can.
over on sheet 1. On sheet 3, tight game between unbeaten Benny Kapp's team and Michael Brunner's Swiss team. Kapp's team already qualified for this evening. They've won all 3 games so far. Brunner's team are on 2-1, so if they win this game, they will be qualified clear. But if they lose this game, Brunner's team will be on 2-2.
Curl! Straight!
And the big last shot draw.
Curl! Straight!
So all to play for there, and very tight stuff. There was a blank end in the third, so it's 1-1. They're just wrapping up their fourth end there.
Pretty fresh
And
pass.
same situation really over on sheet 4.
I was kind of
Assistant
with you on
Totzek
that.
of Germany, his team playing Marco Hösli's team of
Discarded.
Switzerland. Both of them on 1 win, so whoever wins this game can still qualify. Whoever loses this game, their competition will be finished. And same situation, a blank end in the first, 1's exchanged. It is 1 point each, and they are also just wrapping up their fourth. And that's a real nice throw from Canada.
Yeah. Biting T-line basically.
But as we said, they can't block everything.
Almost
So they've
normal.
certainly blocked Scotland doing anything on the clockwise handle, but the anti-clockwise handle still open.
Just fresh path. That was back 4 for sure. What'd you time there?
Line's close. Line's close.
Cameron Bryce's first throw in this
good.
fourth end. Trying to do
Line's good.
pretty similar, so
Hard. Gotta go.
just at top of the forefoot on
Stick
the
with-
anti-clockwise
line.
handle.
Yep, line. Hard.
Of course, this looks lovely. Look at that. Wow. Well, I was sceptical about this high-risk, high-reward aggressive strategy. And Duncan Mingus and Cameron Bryce, I'm delighted to say they're proving me completely wrong.
No, it's over buried. It was just walking because of the draw weight. Like that's the only thing we might have, but we're
Only
giving them
one
a free
shot
draw
each
for
to
three if
come,
we
and
gas it.
Canada are facing 2 at the moment.
Like a normal weight pick, that's it. There's no way it's coming up to that or up. That one's like 2 inches buried.
The Canadians need to win this game. They're on 1 win and 2 losses. If they lose this game, their competition will be finished. If Bryce's team win this game, they qualify immediately. If they lose this game, they're already on 2 wins. They will have to rely on their draw
No,
shot
I like
challenge.
the pick better than that, but I think this is probably the call. And like we tap that inward.
14-5.
Oh.
I was skin on that.
I haven't gotten that far yet. The other thing too is just pick this and let it draw again. Yep. What do you like? Preference. The in off to lay 2 berries, 3 berries.
Not really an easy shot here. I feel like I might be tempted to, yeah, just follow that stone from Bryce. A 2 is not the end of the world.
Top 8 guard. And if we're cruising in
If
between
you follow that stone from Bryce and get it perfectly, then you can be lying on yourself. And yeah, if it stops up a little bit short,
Sorry.
you're probably giving up 2. Well, you are giving up 2, but probably no more than that.
Oh, yeah.
Tom,
Top
very
8
impressed
guard.
with this strategy. I agree,
Freeze,
Tom.
It's actually, there's room.
I was the doubting Thomas over here, but I forget how accurate these big teams are. Cameron Bryce with Duncan Mingus'
Very
second
wide
throw
path,
saying, you know
so
what,
let it work a little.
let's call their bluff. Let's get to the centre and control that area before they do.
Probably a
And
little clean early, but
going pretty nicely. That's the
if we think it's
situation. Look at
light,
those 2 yellows,
clean early just to hold it for the guard. Okay?
out counting those 2 reds. Definitely space though for George and Chandler to ruin this party. Oh no, that's not Cammy yet.
Top 8's good. Top 8's good. You're not going to hurt it.
Looks good.
Straight, 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 straight. Close. Whoa, curl, curl now. Curl now, curl, curl.
That is going to come up a wee bit short, but that does block that anti-clockwise handle.
Finishing it up in there.
So gosh,
I like the way that finish part, like we've almost
this is
really
very
burned
much like a
that
mixed
one.
doubles end. Everyone piling into the
Like
centre.
an inch past that.
Can Scotland get a 3rd shot here?
I think if you
back
go back
4.
4 weight, you're getting fully
judge.
buried.
Yeah.
I don't think we'd overthink
That's
the ice.
the guard.
It was curling in
the
and
best
up
guard
there,
you can throw.
normal ice.
I didn't like whatever we were
At the
talking
12,
about
more than that.
It needs to be fully 4-foot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Scotland lying 1 and 2. But that 3rd shot, the red,
Yeah, I think so.
most of that stone
No,
is
I-
in the 4-foot. So
Of course,
this is
Peter's going too. Like, are we
the-
making a perfect shot?
the draw equivalent of a
Wide open
Hail
top 8.
Mary.
Simple double for 3, right? it's a momentum shot for them. Like, if you make something great for 2 or 3 off of my shooter,
This will be
kicking the ball.
a deeply impressive shot if this goes.
Shooter is the problem, yeah. You gotta get the shooter out of the 8-foot. Yeah. Just gonna come in
Scotland line 2 and may as well take a chance and try to get a third shot in, but it needs to be fully 4 foot. This is such a difficult path. Last throw for Cammy Bryce in the first half of our featured game at Baden
Stay
Masters
close, line.
24.
Stay close. Line's close. Line's close. Oh, stay close, Duncan. Yep. Hard. Hard. Hard.
really close.
Yeah, keep going, keep going, keep going. Oh, it's fine.
Oh, have they got it? Not quite right. That was such a difficult shot, but may as well give it a try. But that is a
Got 14.
excellent score of 2 to Scotland.
14.
High risk, high reward. Getting that reward. Good for them. We are at the halfway point in the second to last round at Baden Masters.
Yeah.
The lead in this game swapping backwards and forwards, but some really fabulous accurate play from Scotland. A well-deserved 2 for them in the fourth, and that means the overall score at the halfway, it is Cammy Bryce from Scotland 4, Georgian Chandler from Canada 3.
Two. Wayne's good. Stay on his own. Okay. Just let it stop.
Oh, Robin McCall horrified with himself for that appalling shot where it's about 2 centimetres off the centre line. But I'm just teasing. The only reason that makes a difference is because we are playing the no-tick rule. If your stone is touching that centre line, you are not allowed to do a tick shot. But
Looks pretty good.
can't imagine Canada
keep
feeling like
moving.
doing a tick shot at the moment.
Don't mind some curl if you can. 16-6. That was a good throw. Yeah.
It's the Canadians playing red. They have last stone now in the fifth. And we can see both teams being pretty efficient with hammer.
Top it.
The idea, of course,
Top it.
if you've got last stone advantage, fairly straightforward to get
Top
1
it.
point with your 1 last stone, and that's why it's important to work hard
Top
to try
it.
to get more than 1 point.
Top 4.
And both teams doing pretty well so far. And more terrific setup play from Robin McCall. Look at
Like
that,
to move
right
down,
behind
Rob.
each other.
Guards.
Now, gang, I do have the draw shot rang list. That's the German word. The ranking for draw shot challenge. So here we go. Top of the pile is Gösgens team from Netherlands, and unfortunately for them, they will play their last game in the next round. We will be watching that game, so we will give them a good send off. But unfortunately, they are not able to qualify.
Close.
Second on the list is Benny Kapp's
Close.
team from Germany,
Straight.
who already qualified.
Straight.
So that don't
Straight.
need to worry about them.
Hard.
Third on the list, it is
Curl.
Cameron
Curl.
Bryce,
Curl.
the
Curl.
team on our
Curl.
screen.
Curl. Curl.
The curl catching the Canadians out again.
Good sweep.
We've seen that a few times, haven't we? Actually, also for Scotland, just towards the end of that clockwise handle, playing towards the centre, we've seen the stone just grab quite some curl at the end.
Okay.
But yeah, it's Cammy Bryce's team are sitting third, and for the point of view of later qualification, we can discount the team from Netherlands and Benny Kapp's team. That will not come into play for them. So top of the pile that it might become important is in fact Cameron and Bryce. So even if Bryce's team would lose this game, they are currently top of the teams with the draw shot challenge. And the other teams we said it could be important for on sheet 4, both Totzek and Høstmælingen, they're on only 1 win, and whoever wins that game will go to 2 wins. And Høstmælingen, they're very nicely placed. They're 5th overall in their draw shot challenge. So if Høstmælingen would win this game,
I'm thinking that
would put them on 2 wins and a handy draw shot. Although 16 Totzek's team, if they win that game,
big hole.
They are currently sitting 7th in the draw shot.
There is a hole.
You like it?
Surely not.
So they're also handily placed.
Top one's getting off the centre, one run through.
Front-end boys have made some good shots. They want to play pretty good.
Michael Brunner's team could really do with winning this game though. They're way down in 17th for draw shot challenge. So if they don't win this game, and if they stay on 2 wins, they are very unlikely to get through with that. It's a handy throw from Robert Curry.
Okay.
Very bouncy sweeping from Conor Laws, but goodness me. Threading that needle, Robert Curry. He'll be very happy with that for a shot.
Yep. Hard.
But anything you can do, Canada, we can do better, says Scotland. Look at that.
Schnider, just go through the gap and make the run.
Sneaking around the back of everything perfectly. Look at this, just trusting that line. We know that that stone really grabs the curl at the end of the shot. And look at that, it's just about going sideways. A round of applause for you, Scott Hislop.
No matter. This one?
Really?
Just got first down, I suppose.
Yeah.
Half rock.
Yeah. I just went like crazy. Yeah.
Relatively thin. Small half.
Good to see. I thought that was like all over the red.
Canada with last stone in this 5th end. Yeah, those Scottish guards out front are only causing them trouble.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Let's get rid.
That.
Conor Laws moving everything around, but not quite clearing the space he wanted to.
Is that just straight start?
So before and after. Oh, that's a bit unlucky. Everything's spinning onto that same line. Unlucky, sir. Steve talking about the previous throw actually from Scott Hislop. Indeed, what a play. If I didn't know better, I might suspect they had little magnets on the stone or something and moving it around by remote control. I won't try to pronounce your second name, Steve, but it's very festive.
Yeah.
Duncan Ming is coming up
yell?
for a look. What's our objective in this end, gang? If you're Scotland, you are +1. You don't have last stone. So your objective, broadly speaking, is do not let Canada score 2. can see what Scotland are concerned about here. That red.
Oh, you guys want to go here? I think they're just going to pick ours.
It's in quite a nice position.
I think
Yes,
they're
it's
gonna try
still
and pick
yellow
ours.
in the forefoot, but that red definitely
The T-line, right?
one that Canada could use.
They're behind the
Third
T.
end, yeah.
They give us the
And also, yeah, that real swinging line on the clockwise handle.
They tried the run the red springing off.
Canada can definitely reach that stone in the forefoot. We saw it going just a bit sideways at the end.
And that top yellow's always sticking right there. Alright, okay. So it's flat banging at 12 foot. Short of the right. Alright, the yellow gone. Yeah. 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 Good odds.
Bryce's team, they were finalists last year. But they were coming off the back of a real bruising semi-final against Ross Whyte's team and
Okay.
didn't really have their best game in the final, so I'm sure they would love to have a second bite at that
Give it
cherry.
enough, yeah.
That stone's found a happy spot for Duncan Mingus. You can see that really curling hand, the clockwise hand. Very much blocked
Like
now.
he's saying he wants to blast everything, but if we throw blast, that's gone. Play down weight. You can actually
Tom in
make
the
this
chat
pretty good.
asking if I saw the
You want it.
steal of 6 in the earlier game. I didn't. By the time
Like
I
this?
had my breakfast and got myself ready and switched the game on, it was already finished.
Still doesn't address this. Like
So
I'm
I
just
shall
going
have to have a
my
look at
nose on
that. But yeah, that
Takes
really
out
knocking the stuffing out of poor Team Klima.
Yeah, he hit outside nose, rolls everything to center.
Yeah,
It's still moving this.
Yeah.
We do have one more game to come. Team Klima, they're on 1 win and 2 losses, so if they
like
could
that
get to
one.
2
The only other
wins,
call is nose on this. I mean, you get
their
the one
draw
off the
shot
button.
is
With just
okay.
here.
They're right in the middle. They're number 11. They would be relying on a couple convenient results elsewhere,
Stars.
but still doable.
I like your first call. If we own this rock, he's just going to guard again, then we're going to blast again. Or you make the double peel right now. Those two.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
90
not sure that's
minutes
great,
for
though. We
not
want
quite
things to roll
5
this
ends
way,
at the
so.
moment.
What are you throwing?
There's going to be no lunch left for you
What
boys.
do you like? It's down weight or it's normal? Which one?
Let's see what everyone else is doing while Canada are having a confab. Oh, no. They've made their decision. We'll have a look round in just a minute.
Yeah.
An upright from Kapp-Röhrs wants to move some things around, give themselves a chance.
Whoa! Whoa!
He certainly gets everything moving. Removes the yellow in the forefoot. Springs the 2 yellows closer to the centre line. And a bit of a different landscape now. But still, unfortunately for Canada, still a bunch of cover out front. And
No, sorry.
those 2 yellows in front, still a bit dangerous. I think it is red. The red just at the back, 8 foot there. That looks more in the 8 foot than the 12, unlike the yellow, which looks more in the 12 foot than the 8. So I think it is that red that's currently counting, but Cami will definitely ignore that. There's no advantage to chasing that red on the clockwise handle. Much better idea is to keep attacking the centre.
Line on right! Back 8.
We're just punching those yellows, and it's really Scotland still controlling that danger area in front of T.
Same shot, it's a small half.
As we thought, that red just hanging on at the back there, really not important. And 1 stone later, it's Scotland who are on the front foot again. That's what Canada is looking at. They have last stone in this 5th end, but they are really struggling to make good with that at the moment. Not managing to
Same thing you just
quite
threw.
clear themselves a bit of space to build an end here.
Yep! Yep! Yeah! Whoa! Whoa! No, 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 no. Shit. Sorry. My fault.
Just come round.
Those are backing up huge. The first one was too. My fault.
Again,
You
not
like that
quite what
goalie
Canada were
on
looking
top.
for. And that red hard to use now. It's rolled itself in behind cover.
Make a good one is having to clear up the front. Yeah.
And the yellow shot stone, that's really buried now. Very difficult to get rid of that. You would be really looking at a Hail Mary shot for that. Nevertheless, though, there's definitely a shot there if you would promote the red guard on the left of our screen. You could certainly get to that shot yellow. And if you got it exactly right, at least looking at it from this angle, could you even stick around and then you'd be line 3 red? And rather out of nothing, you could suddenly have a big score. So Scotland will be concerned about that, and that's why the call is to put a second yellow into count. Last stone for Cameron Bryce in the 5th end. Here at Baden Masters 2024, it is the penultimate round. It's the final round robin for the 2 groups out on the ice.
Carl.
We have one more draw at 3 o'clock European.
Top 4. Get level, boys.
Then the teams will be ranked 1 to 20, and
Carl
the top
now,
8
Carl
will
now,
qualify for quarterfinals this evening. And this is exactly what Cammy said he was going to do.
Good job.
Pick that out. And that's really neutralised that danger. Even if you make that raised guard, you can see the guard, red guard on the left of our screen. Even if you got that angle perfectly and picked off the yellow on the 4-foot, there's another one there now.
It's not actually that crazy.
That's not going to help you too much.
We miss it, what happens?
So while Canada have a difficult decision to make, let's see how everyone else is getting on. It was a score of 1 to James Craik in the 4th end. They had just concluded their 5th end, literally just putting the stones away. But after 4 ends, James Craik is leading
Just straight rip
Mark
that.
Pfister's team representing Philippines. That's 4 points to 1. On sheet 3, Michael Brunner's team, as I said, they need to win this game. They can't really afford to take the chance on qualifying with 2 wins. Their draw shot challenge not good enough, and they are in determined mood. They scored 4 of currently unbeaten Benny Kapp, and it is Michael Brunner's team leading 5 points to 1. They're in their 6th end.
Let's go.
Over on sheet 4, both teams on 1 win. Whoever wins this game will go to 2 wins and put themselves still in the running. And it is the Høstmælingen who are leading Totzek of Germany. They're also in their 6th end, and after 5 ends their score is Høstmælingen 3, Totzek 2.
So I'm going.
So easy to make
on threes, isn't it?
easy to make if you just leave. Like you see, if you just leave that open. Sorry, easy to make it up.
Like, they look like they're curling and
Not. It's like you put it nose, that's got a long way.
we back them up to a missed position.
That one, sure.
Just throw another one.
You could do it.
I might just be playing nose on the top right.
We will be back at 3 o'clock European for the final round robin with the other two groups.
Nope. Nope. Close. Yep. 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 Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
Well, that was a brave effort from Jordan Chandler. I think he's... Has he cancelled out one of them? Or is that 2 yellow still? It looks like a red from this angle, doesn't it?
They're not getting
So
prettier.
a bit of a shot to nothing here from Jordan Chandler, just trying to move something.
Don't touch it in my jar, right?
They're drawing every shot and might leave it open.
I mean, I don't know how you make it like that, honestly.
Cameron Bryce scooting over into the next couple of sheets.
Yeah, we'll get the whole side open.
But this is exactly what you play for. This is what we mean when we talk about building a chance to score 2. With the final throw from your opposition, you make it too difficult for them to cancel all of your stones. And that's exactly how this play has worked for Scotland. Super end from them. And they do now have plenty of space to try and draw for 2.
Line's nice. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Sorry, I got that backwards, didn't I? It's not Scotland's last... Well, it's Scotland's last stone, but it's not the last stone. But nevertheless, yeah.
Can you freeze it?
Scotland want to be lying 2. Or at least lying 2 in such a way as to frustrate Canada, that Canada cannot get to.
Triple stupid. We gotta hold the shooter there, right?
Triple.
You gotta hit 2/3 and keep the shooter. Okay. Touch this. With just normal.
Especially not touching.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's, yep.
And
Pretty hard to
indeed,
hold the
Canada
shooter with that triple, I
deciding
think.
too difficult to try to bring that second red to score. Let's just try and draw for 1 point. That will level the scores. It is remarkably team.
If it was like an inch or 2 that way more, it's so much easier.
We're averaging nearly 20 minutes a round out there.
You need at least normal.
But the good news for these teams is all the teams who will play later on this evening from these two groups, they have a nice long afternoon to relax and recover.
Low slide, pretty good push though.
There will be some teams from this afternoon's round at 3 o'clock.
I think we're there. That's hot.
There will be
We're
some
hot.
of those teams
Whoa!
kind of back to back, but the quarterfinals are at 8:30, so there's still a couple of hours to recover in between, unless you play the slowest game in the world. So George and Chandler under all sorts of pressure in this end, with a clutch shot to put a 1 up on the board and level the scores. But yeah, superb end from Scotland there. They'll be pretty happy with their form. So Canada hanging on in there with just the 3 of them.
Good judge.
Really tough out there with just 3 throwers, 1 sweeper.
Here or what?
But putting the score up
I love them.
after only 5 ends then. The score is nevertheless Cameron Bryce of Scotland 4, Jordan Chandler from Canada, 4.
Okay, so let's make a good one with the first one and guard it up.
Good news for Team Philippines fans. Take a look at the left-hand side of your screen there. That was another point for them. But it's still James Craik's team from Scotland. They're winning 4 points to 2. That will be the last game for both of those teams on sheet 1. Neither of them can qualify, even if they win.
You're not hurting it. 14-4. Yep. Okay, that just died, eh?
Robin McCall for Scotland being asked to throw up a corner guard. Traditional aggressive call. We have 3 ends left to come. And both Bryce and Jordan Chandler will have planned in their head the strategy they want to follow for the next 3 ends.
Yeah, weight's good.
There are 3 last stone advantages left, so to say. And it looks like Scotland with the aggressive start, throwing a corner guard. Looks like they would like to score 2 this end. And I'm sure all of you in the online club here, I'm sure we are all good enough skips now that we know what the strategy would be if Scotland can score 2 in the 6th end.
Line's good.
Objective for the 7th end would be
Might
to
have to
force
curl.
Canada
This
to
looks a
score
little
1.
hot, no?
And then you would be +1
You're gonna have to sit down.
with the all-important last stone in the 8th end.
Yeah, you can't hurt it. Can't hurt it. Yep.
That's the land of perfect Scottish curling.
Yep. Center line. Good sweep. Shot.
Go around the corner.
We play 8 ends in Baden. If scores are tired? I think the Canadians are probably tired, but if the scores are tied, we will play an extra end. We must have a winner. We haven't had too many extra ends this year.
Top 12.
Which is just as well when we're playing at a snail's pace.
Top 8. Top 12.
Super set-up play there from Robin McCall. And we've seen this a few times in our featured games.
Maybe, yeah.
First 2 stones from the opposition, or
do you
well,
like?
from whoever's starting the
Down
end
or here?
towards the middle. Second 2 stones from the team with last stone.
Back 4.
Corner guard
Separation.
and a stone in behind it. And then traditionally, well, historically, in the 4 rock rule, we would surely see the Canadians taking off that corner guard and trying to force play away from there, but you can't do that anymore. Because again, these big teams were getting a bit too good at that.
Curl.
You have to do something else. And
Mine's okay.
we've seen a couple of these ends set up now.
I got back 4. Yep.
And it's almost like Robin McCall is having kind of an independent game all by himself. He plays away from the centre, and then I'm sure we will see the rest of the end, his teammates playing towards.
Yeah, we're 13-9 to 2-9.
Cut. Top 5. Yeah. Probably be hard on it though.
Well, we can't whisker the garden either, so you guys are just bored. And, yeah.
Yep.
They're starting to move things around, Scotland. They also want to keep stones in play.
How was that? 12.
I don't think it changes anything. Still gonna hit that. Let's get this dialed in.
Oh yeah, we're only like 13.
I wonder if Scott Hislop's ankles are chilly. He's just wearing those little short socks, favoured by several of the Scottish players actually.
Yeah.
Close, yep! 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 Hard! Yes! Big roll.
And that's a nice throw from the Canadians there.
Time on that, but forward maybe.
Connor Lowes subbing at second as well as doing his own job at third.
I just missed it. I missed it.
You can see at the moment all three of those reds cancelling out that initial work by Robin McCall.
I know. Yeah.
Robin would have probably wanted that shot just a bit further in towards the tee line, make it more difficult for Canada to neutralise it.
Okay. Right. Yeah. Oh yes. Okay. Whoa. Whoa! Stay close. Carl! Fucking hell.
Scotland then maybe just switching it up and realising it might be difficult to bring that initial yellow shot back into play. So
Oh, that felt good out of hand.
going for front of the forefoot, that danger area.
Yeah.
13-7.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whoa, curl only. Curl only. Curl only. Curl. Stop. Ah, shit.
Robert Curry trying to sweep that stone to encourage it to curl. I feel like the Canadians play a bit more handle on their stones though, and that probably keeps them a little bit straighter. They're not quite finding the same path that the Scots are doing.
That's my fault. It's kind of a nothing call. Like, I almost should have just tapped it, owned it, you know? Yeah. Yeah. That takes the freeze away.
Turn low.
Maybe 14. I missed it. Brand nice.
So Cammy Bryce's team really all but qualified already. They are top of the relevant draw shot challenge table, let's say.
Yep.
And already on 2 wins.
Gotta go.
But the Canadians have to win this game if they want to qualify for quarterfinals, give themselves a chance.
Oh, sorry guys.
Huge weight from Duncan Mingus. Yeah, That's found a pretty decent spot.
Not bad.
Now they have a yellow counter that could be brought back into play later.
Or the guard.
The one just touching the reds up there.
They're going to hit and roll here. We're frozen, though. You like the out better? Can't hear you.
We already have 5 teams who are certainly qualified already for quarterfinals. If you're on 3 or 4 wins, that is enough. And the 5 teams already qualified is Benny Kapp's team, who are in a real good battle against Michael Brunner's team on sheet 3. They picked up a 2, Benny Kapp's team, but it's still Brunner determined to book their place in the quarterfinals. They are leading 5-3.
I mean, I guess if you roll here, it's not the end.
The other teams already qualified for this evening is last year's champions, Retornaz.
At least this is gone.
The Olympic and World champions, Edin. The European champions, Bruce Mouat. And the Swiss champions, Schwaller. We have 3 more spaces up for grabs.
Give me solid
Who's
control.
going to get there? Very occasionally, and it might happen this year, even 2 wins and an excellent draw shot is not enough. That happens when you have fewer dominant teams. Typically, if you have a couple of teams or 2 or 3 teams that win all of their games in the group on 4-0, that's typically when you have a better chance of qualifying with 2 wins. But if you have a whole bunch of teams on 3-1, and that's exactly what we have this year, then even 2 wins and a terrific draw shot challenge, it might not be enough.
Girl!
Canada then deciding they want to try to neutralise this yellow. They do. A lot of stones behind T, that's not so helpful. And now Scotland can get to work on the short stone again. Remember our objectives, we're in the 6th end, so we have 3 last stone advantages to come, including in this end. Scotland would love to score 2 here. And they would like to force Canada to only 1 point. And then they would have advantage last stone and +1 point in the 8th, and would it be final end? So that's what Scotland's objective is here. And not quite finding the angle they wanted there.
Just can't afford to chase that. If we leave the shooter there, we're dead meat, right? Draw.
They have removed that red, but as we can see, there is plenty of space for Canada to replace it in perhaps a more difficult spot.
What do you think? Yeah. Actually, yeah, just go right here. Like, get some separation. Just thinking there.
Canada's objective the reverse of Scotland's.
Rob.
They don't want Scotland to score 2 here. So if they keep putting a stone in to frustrate Scotland, that Scotland have to move,
I don't
then
know. I think it's
fewer
really
chances
good, Connor.
for Scotland to set something up.
Line's good. Line's good. Keep it moving. Curl now. Curl now. Curl, 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 curl. Got to curl it. Keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going.
Double again.
Pretty much replacing the previous stone then. It's a little bit further forward in the 8 foot, and Scotland can see almost all of that stone, I would think.
3/4.
Yeah.
Critical then, where the shooter lands as well. Not only does Bryce want to remove the red, or at least move it, very important where his shooter, the stone he's just released, very important where that ends up as well, if they want to give themselves a chance to score 2 here.
Whoa. Clean. Yep. Hard, hard, hard.
And he's a bit unlucky there, stuffing it back onto the other red. But that's a handy yellow out front.
What in this? Just this double? Oh, stuffed it. I was wondering.
The Canadians they're taking a long time over their decisions out there. They're getting slower and slower.
We just draw.
You do sometimes hear the Canadian teams
It's an easy double.
talk about the
It's only for one.
the different way that
No.
the Europeans play. Maybe that's something they haven't really played against before. Maybe just different scenarios, different styles of play.
Are we trying to steal?
But I'm not sure it's helping them taking so long
The other
to
thing
play
too
this
is
game.
curling so much. Like if it's curling, you can get to here. Pretty good. Like if you can over curl the 7.
We do have our first
We do
result
nothing.
though
What's he got?
of this lunchtime
Tap
draw.
this back. Run to stick it for 2.
Over on sheet 1, it was
Probably
big score of
up
4
here.
points for James Craik's team from Scotland. They finished their competition with a win. They'll be a bit disappointed, just 1 win out of the 4 this time. They will not qualify for quarterfinals this year. They made it all the way to semi-finals last year, but a nice strong win for them against
Top 8.
the up-and-coming team from representing Philippines. That's Mark Pfister's outfit. It's their ambition. Well, their stretch
Rob,
goal, let's call
take it
it,
out more.
is to try to qualify for Olympics, and to do that,
Rob.
the team representing Philippines, they would need to
This will
make it
come
to the
off,
Olympic
this will come off.
qualifying event, and to do that, they would need to play in the A division of Pan Continental Championship. At the moment, they have a space in the B division, but we've loved having Philippines team here at Baden.
We're a little wide
And
path here, though.
yeah, let's all keep an eye on.
Yep.
Bit of a dark
Yep.
horse, that team. They know what
Yep.
they're doing, even though it's a brand
Stop
new
back.
country.
Keep going. Yes, hard.
And we've had a great
Hard.
time having them here in Baden,
Hard.
and we thank them very
Hard.
much for
Come
supporting
on.
this competition.
Hard.
James Craik's team as
Have a
well.
look. Whoa, whoa.
I think that's the 3rd time
Sit.
James' team has been here.
Sit. Sit!
But their competition finishes here. And
Good
the
guess.
game on
We're
sheet
so
3
wide
has
there.
also just concluded. And
We're
it
so
is Michael
wide.
Brunner's
It's
team
a guess.
who
Just
have
out here,
won.
eh? Fuck, it stops a foot higher. It's pretty good.
They score 2 in the 7th, putting them 7-3 ahead of Benny Kapp's team from Germany, and that's enough. 4 behind in an 8th end. That is a big mountain to climb at this level. So Benny Kapp's team handed their first loss of the competition, but they still qualified already, and that real strong performance from Brunner's team means they will join the roster for quarterfinals this evening. So we now have 6 teams qualified. We have Benny Kapp's team, we're already there. Joe Retornaz of Italy, Niklas Edin of Sweden, Bruce Mouat of Scotland. They are now the only unbeaten team in the competition. Yannick Schwaller's Swiss champions, and another Swiss team, Michael Brunner's team, they are qualified as well. So only 2 more places up for grabs. I'm not sure any of the teams on 2 wins are going to make it this year.
Hard! Hard, Robin, gotta go. Hard.
That is the last shot of the 6th end, and it is a steal to Canada. So the 3 Canadians, the 3 Musketeers, somehow still hanging on in there. A steal for them in the 6th, that changes the momentum a bit. That means that after 6 ends in our featured game, these 2 groups, it's their final round robin. Really important game out there. The Canadians still have a very slim chance to qualify if they can win this game. Bryce's team, top of the pile in terms of relevant draw shot challenge. But as I said, I don't think 2-2 is going to do it this year. I think there are too many teams on 3-1 because it's only Bruce Mouat's team who are unbeaten now. Everyone else has dropped at least 1 game, and typically that is bad news for the teams on 2-2. Well, after 6 ends in our featured game, then the first steal of the second steal of the game. Canada stole the first end as well. It is the 3 battling Canadians. They are leading Cammy Bryce's Scottish team, last year's finalists, losing finalists 5 points to 4.
16. It's got to stop.
Nice draw shot, says. Let me try this. Koichiro. I think they were watching sheet 3.
Top 4.
Brunner's team doing a draw shot for the quarterfinals later, and indeed it covered the pin. So important draw shot challenge these days. I've been knocked out of competitions on a draw shot challenge, and it really sucks.
Tempted to come around that. Is that
so I recommend every time you've finished your practice, do a draw shot challenge to get used to it. So we've thrown some stones, we're getting a bit tired. Do a draw shot challenge.
They're definitely coming around if we throw an overlap here,
your competitions may depend on it.
I like back 4.
Well, now our objectives have changed up a little bit.
Room. Lots of room.
Scotland would have wanted to score 2 in that 6th end, and it was Canada who stole 1. So now what?
Just straight, if anything. It's got to go. Now we're top 4. Let's keep it moving. Off. Off. Off.
have a couple of possibilities here. Scotland may be interested in trying to blank this end, although you see many fewer blank ends these days now that we have 5 rock rule. But a blank for Scotland would be fine. Then they would be -1, but they would have last stone in the all-important 8th end.
Back it.
If you're Scotland, you don't really want to score 1 because then scores are level.
Good.
And it would be Canada who have last stone advantage in the 8th end, and with scores level that would statistically favour the Canadians. Therefore, since blank ends are becoming a bit more difficult to come by in the 5 rock world,
It's pretty down weight. You got to get the
we
nose.
may see Scotland working hard to get a 2,
Like back 8.
or we may see them working real hard to get a blank.
You like that?
Therefore, if you're Canada, your objective is exactly the opposite. You would love it if Scotland get a 1, because that means scores would be tied and you would have last stone advantage in the 8th end.
Have a look. If we're light, light's fine. Carve it, carve it, carve it, carve it. I don't know. Hard. Just get separation. Weight was great. It's not terrible.
That shot doesn't help them too much, does it? It punches 1 red behind T-line, and that's rarely helpful. And the other red is out in the open. Should be straightforward for Scotland to remove this one.
Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Yep.
Again, just that easy weight. Learn from this if you're playing at your club, viewer. At the club, you still get a lot of folks throwing big weight at that kind of shot. You don't need to. Important that you control your shot as well. And the Scots getting a nice roll there.
Yep. I got that going.
We know how curly this handle is.
Yeah. Aye.
But still, the Scots really controlling their hit and rolls. And you don't need a big weight most of the time. The ice technology has improved hugely since I started. I'm a child of the 80s.
Yeah, if you can.
And it's a totally different game.
How much weight?
The ice quality is so much better.
Moving.
You don't need to throw a huge weight if you're just removing
Pretty
1
close.
stone. Typically,
No.
yeah, 11 seconds or so, hog to hog. That is plenty, and then you've got a much better chance of controlling the roll. But this is a real nice effort from Canada. That is really good stuff from them.
I missed it, sorry. 13-9.
Whatever the
I'm pretty confident.
peaceful equivalent of a cat among the
How's timing
pigeons
right
is. That's it.
You love that.
Yeah, Koichiro really appreciating the really controlled roll from Scotland there, but
Felt like it was a quick slide.
Canada taking advantage of it. And asking the question back from Scotland. Now we know that this curl really takes off towards the end, but it's got to have the legs as well. That is going to come up a wee bit short.
How much of this do you have?
As we said, Canada's objective.
That's all they
They
need, though.
would be delighted if Scotland score 1 point. That means scores would be tied, but Canada would have last stone in the 8th end. But what about if Canada would steal another point in the 6th end? That would mean slightly different scenario. It would be Scotland with last stone, but Canada would be +2.
Like, even if you kiss off, It's a good angle for us.
And to fashion a 2 when you absolutely
Big
have
shot.
to and it's your last chance, not so easy. So a steal of 1, not a terrible idea for Canada either. Yeah, Bryce's team need a bit of support. Support coming in the chat from Constantine.
We're good. Whoa, whoa, whoa then. Whoa, whoa. That looks a little hot, Rob.
Could still go either way this game. Really finely poised.
Make sure. Right behind it. Yep. Curl, 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 curl. Curl.
Oh boy, look at this for a throw.
That's fine.
It's just slipped on a little bit too far. I thought that was going to go straight in on top of his own stone. And then Scotland would be in all kinds of trouble. But deciding to use Duncan Mingus's substantial firepower. And yeah, we need to clear a bit of a space here before Scotland get into a bit of a dead end in this 7th end. So a huge leg drive from Duncan Mingus. Always better to throw a big weight with your legs, viewers, not your arms. Whee! Whole bunch of stones flying there, and that has neutralised the immediate danger. That stone just touching the pin from Canada is gone, and the remaining red behind tee and at least half open. Thumbs up for you, Duncan Mingus.
Yeah, before I got enough of the outside one.
But Canada know this path really well now as well.
Those two there are like killing us right now. Those two there are killing us.
I don't see a blank coming. Although you never know.
Yeah.
But I don't see a blank coming, therefore Canada simply want to avoid Scotland scoring a 2.
Straight. Line's good. Line's good.
And the best way to force Scotland to score 1, therefore it would be Canada who has last stone in the 8th. The best way to force them to score 1 is to just keep piling towards the centre and force them to do something about it. And that's a fine throw from Connor Laws, jumping up to help his teammate Robert Curry with the sweep. Well worth it. So Scotland not out of trouble yet. Will we see another zinger from Duncan Mingus?
Good, bro.
Over the top yellow. It's like over the face of the other yellow.
That's a great throw from Canada. That's really putting the pressure on now. Although Canadian teams, they, as I said, they speak often about the different style of play and so on in Europe, and the Canadian teams seem particularly squirrely about not having last stone in the 8th end. So even if Canada would steal here, they would be +2, but without last stone. I don't think they like that. The Canadian teams really don't seem to enjoy not having last stone in the final end, and will do such things as taking their own stones out to avoid the situation of being +2 and having to restrict your opposition to fewer than 3. So important decision here for Scotland. It's not a disaster if they have to give up a steal here, but trying to score 1 or trying to score 2, that is a big difference when it's the 8th and final end. Scoring 1, fairly straightforward. Scoring 2, when you've only got 1 crack at it, not really. The whole team aligned then. Big throw coming up for Duncan Mingus. So not quite the pile driver that he threw up last time. More controlled weight. And Scott Hislop really working overtime to try to hold that straight.
Harder up. Gotta get
He
out.
doesn't quite make it, but at least he's cleared a space. Cammy Bryce, though, will have
Guard the
2 tricky shots, I think, to make anything out of this end.
What's he doing? Probably playing that, eh? Huh? Yeah. Just leave hangers. No point in guarding the 5. It's not out counting anything other than the shooter, though, right?
Yeah.
He goes there, we guard again. Like that? That wide enough? Guard.
We have one more game still going in this morning's, well, we're definitely well into lunchtime now. That is over on sheet 4. It is 6 Totzek
Rob,
of
give me
Germany,
edge.
and that rink is playing
Yeah.
Marco Husli's rink of Switzerland.
So
Both
see,
teams
that was
on
my first one last end.
just the one win so
Slightly
far.
fresh, but
So
Might
both
be really
teams
good.
urgently need to win this game to even give themselves a chance. But as I said, I don't think we will have more than maybe one team. I would need to do a bit of calculation on my notepad here, but I'm not sure 2 and 2 is going to be enough, even with a terrific draw shot challenge. Depends a bit on the game we're watching as well,
easy, not too far out.
because it is Cammy Bryce's
Mine's
team
fine.
who
Connor,
are
easy.
currently
It's gonna have to
top
curl.
of the relevant
Curl.
draw shot challenge. Teams who
Gonna have to curl.
might need a draw shot
Let it-
challenge.
let it
It's
work.
Bryce's team who sit
Let it
top
work.
of that.
Just at the end. Yep.
But always
Hard.
nice to finish strong, finish positively. And currently on sheet 4,
Good.
it is Husli's team from Switzerland. They are leading Sixten Totzek's team from Germany 5 points to 2, and they are in their final end. It is the Germans who have last stone. But fashioning a 3 when you've got one crack at it, just to get to an extra end, that is not trivial. Should be advantage Switzerland. And in fact, the Swiss are currently lying 2 with 4 stones each to come. We're still in our 7th end.
Line's good. Whoa. Keep it clean. Whoa, Carl.
Important stone
Hard
here
Duncan,
for
gotta
Cammy
go,
Bryce.
gotta move it.
The anti-clockwise handle blocked
Hard.
by Jordan Chandler with his first throw. And a huge sweep from Duncan Mingus. And a superb throw from Cammy Bryce. Bravo. I guess the Scots have probably discussed the 2 alternatives. If they would give up a steal of 1, that would make the score 6-4
Under the
But-
red.
to Canada, but it would be Scotland that have last stone. Or if Scotland score 1 here, the score would be 5-5, but it would be Canada with last stone.
Yeah.
2 fairly different scenarios. And as we said, if you're Canada,
I think the guard probably does.
you like
man.
that second scenario, you
think
would
the guard
like
does if
Scotland
he's running
to
our
just
guard.
score 1.
But it doesn't do anything.
Again, I'm
Like, I
not
don't-
quite sure why they're taking so long to discuss this. Just stop Cameron Bryce doing that again. And
Throw it light.
I think you will have your objective met in this end.
Yeah, he's got to get like to the lid. So we'll hold it out there. Same as the last one. We like the line at the last one, right? Where it ended up
The good news would
Fine.
be,
on this side. We're gonna play it the same.
if the picture stays roughly as it is, if Scotland end up scoring 1, levelling the scores, highly unlikely we would get an extra end.
Yeah, you can hold it all day.
So at least everyone can get to lunch on time. And a lovely double takeout from Marco Høstmælingen on sheet 4.
Straight.
That must have
Straight.
all but crushed
Straight.
16 Totzek's team's chance
It's
of
okay. It's okay. It's okay.
getting this
It's
game
okay.
on the board.
Straight. You got to keep it straight.
The Germans
Stay
needing
close, Connor. No
to
hole.
score 3 just to take
Yep.
it to an extra end.
Oh.
Very big task.
Same again. Basically,
Oh, Cammy thinking,
Can't really give
is
it
there
a
still
hole either.
space on that clockwise handle? May as well try.
It's got to be 5 feet closer to the rings, eh?
yeah.
Oh, well. Force
George
to
and
choose
Chandler
fine.
probably wanted that guard a wee bit closer. But again, a big challenge for Bryce here.
We take the force to choose.
But he's just thrown that stone. He needs to do pretty much the same again. Final throw in the 7th end.
Whoa, whoa. Off. Carl. Carl. Gotta go,
So
Duncan.
it's
You gotta
nice a
go.
little bit different out here. We've seen
Okay.
the clockwise handle curl so much at the end,
Whoa.
but maybe just taking that bit wider ice. Geez, brave effort from Bryce, but it is finally a score of 1 to the Scots. So that's pretty much the ideal situation from Canada's perspective. Scores are tied. That's a score of 1 to Scotland. And going into the 8th, and it surely will be the final end of this game. It is Cameron and Bryce of Scotland 5, George and Chandler of Canada 5.
Your call. We're here to practice stuff.
Our featured game at Baden Masters is the final round robin for these two groups out on the ice. And what a nail biter we have found ourselves involved in. After 7 ends, real cat and mouse stuff. After 7 ends, scores are tied. Pressure is on you, Robin McCall, to set up the first 2 stones.
Tight.
Sweepers really close, but don't look too worried.
It's good.
He said a really nice game, Robin McCall.
Good, Robin. Nice there.
And that's a good start. That stone is touching the line. In previous years, we might have seen, in fact, we almost certainly would have seen, Canada try to play a tick shot. So just move that yellow off the centre line, but not out of play. It's still protected by free guard zone. And because these top teams, they were getting so good at that,
Got lots of room.
that's why we have now the no tick rule.
Line's
If
good.
your stone is actually touching that centre line,
How much?
you are not allowed to move it off the
I think
centre
we're
line.
hot. Off. I got top button. Stay close. Stay close. Yep.
Sheet 4 is concluded.
Yep.
Yeah.
Germany running out of stones to score 3. That is a win for Marco Høstmælingen's team. They will be happy to finish strongly like that. And you know, their draw shot is not terrible actually. They are 5th overall, so I would say, let me work this out in my head real quick. I think they are probably 2nd in terms of teams for whom draw shot challenge might become important. Does that make sense? But they are now depending on other results going their way.
Well, they're staggered, and they're going to put another one in here, but
So Robin McCall
I think it's
definitely
all
earned his
pulling that
lunch.
way. I don't know where else you go. I don't know where else you go.
Good play from him. Now it is up to his teammates.
I don't really want to make a mess down the middle here.
To use that good
Like
setup.
that's maybe not great. They're just coming around everything.
And set up this end. And try to steal this point from Canada. It's Canada who have last stone. We will not know the full roster of 8 teams probably until the conclusion of the next round. Sometimes it's fairly clear already.
Make sure.
We have 6 people, 6 teams qualified already.
Yep.
Benny Kapp's team from Germany, Retornaz, last year's champions from Italy, Niklas Edin.
Yep, we got top 8, hard.
Many time champions from Sweden, Bruce Mouat. A Scottish team's never won here.
That's fine.
Will Mouat's team be the first? Yannick Schwaller's team from Switzerland, they've won a couple of times, and Michael Brunner's team also from Switzerland, and they've won a couple of times too. Bryce's team up against it. If they win this game, they will also be on 3 wins, and that will be enough to qualify them. Even if they lose this game, they are top of the pile of teams with relevant draw shot challenge. But I don't think 2 wins and 2 losses is going to be enough this time. That is a great shot from Scott Hislop. Really difficult, you can imagine, viewer. Very difficult to throw a stone slow enough that it just crosses the line, and simultaneously fast enough that it just crosses the line.
Yep. Yep. Good.
And the reason
good. Big shooter.
they make every effort to just drop that stone right over the line. It's a dangerous shot. It can easily not quite get itself over the line, but the reason to do that is because it makes removing both guards with a double takeout makes it so much harder. So I imagine we'll see Scotland persist with a couple more guards. At some point they have to do something about that red, but a little bit early in the end they will try to get a couple more chances to get mistakes from Canada first. But at some point Bryce will have to take the play into the house. Everyone's standing back off this, but pretty good. A little bit further over the hog line than before, but those stones are still pretty far apart. It looks closer on your angle, but from my angle, those stones have good separation.
Whoa, whoa.
And you're seeing the wisdom of Scotland's strategy here. The Canadians not able to remove both guards. That big separation, making a double takeout very, very difficult. And really, all the teams who still have a chance to qualify will be keeping eyes on this game. I'm trying to think actually if it suits the other teams if Bryce wins, because then they will already qualify, or would they rather Canada wins and then there's a chance for a team with 2 wins? That would still be Bryce though. See, and that's the danger. They were really trying to keep that separation, and that is a really difficult shot, and I wonder if that could be a game changer. Now there is only 1 guard for Canada to remove.
Clean.
Well, Scotland, your life suddenly became more difficult
Just try and make them play against
with that stone just coming up short.
Yeah. Two. Two. 2.5. Two. Good.
Actually, viewer, I'm just looking at the next two groups who are on the 3 o'clock draw, and I think it's even tighter than that. It's only Bruce Mouat's team who are 4-0. Everyone else has lost at least one, so I think it's pretty much guaranteed that 2 wins and a good draw shot will not be enough. And depending on how things go, there could even be a team on 3 wins who doesn't make it through.
Yeah, I think so. Show like a quarter on the outside.
He's coming around that at some point, but it's the best guard he's got. It's a stagger.
That's the side of the draw featuring Bruce Mouat and Yannick Schwaller's teams. So both of them have played their 4 games. Mouat's team, the only team unbeaten, and Schwaller's team on 3-1. So they will take no part in the 3 o'clock round. And the rest of the teams in those groups will. We will work it out together at 3 o'clock, gang. Let us lend our full support to our featured game. 4 stones only to come. Cameron and Bryce of Scotland.
Whoa, whoa.
It is too late now to be messing about with guards. He wants to go around the back of everything.
Line's close.
Glad I threw a watch on.
Line's close.
This is now Scotland's best chance to get a mistake from Canada.
Hard. Line's good. Hard. Hard. Hard, Robin. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going.
Big sweep from the sweepers, and that's pretty much what he wanted. What he needs is that first throw of his to be fairly safe.
Is that terrible?
And then what he wants is to try and tempt Canada into a bit of a mistake. Then play on that front yellow, yellow onto red.
Straight to get better, maybe, eh?
Sit 2 yellows. Say a little prayer to the curling gods. And that is their best chance of trying to steal this end. I wonder if that will be a costly mistake. That one guard that didn't quite make it over the hog line. It's a really difficult shot.
It's not the end of the world. That's our miss, okay? Yeah, we still have the pin. He's got a guard. He's probably going top 12. Maybe have a double. Throwing the same shot twice. Yeah. Okay. Trying this thing.
All eyes on our featured game. Just 3 stones left to decide this really tight game. Huge consequence depending on which way this game goes.
Easy, easy.
Jordan Chandler's first throw of the 8th end. Picks the front yellow clean. And now, what does Cammy Bryce do? It is yellow line shot. And as we said, we want to keep that safe. So he wants to make sure that Canada don't have access to that red. Or yeah, what if you played exactly the same shot? Does that work?
And it allows me to blast everything.
You know, if you can get that buried, like just biting
but we
back,
never had a chance to
touching the line, it's almost not there for the double. We've seen that down there. Like again, even if we go to here, he's got to either make the draw or stick this. Yeah.
It's funny enough, if he corner free.
I mean, even if we go,
I can guarantee you that Cammy Bryce will have thought this scenario round in circles for the past 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's really just a matter of, okay, what do we want to force the Canadian to throw for his last stone? What do we think is the most difficult shot we can set up for him? Ooh, I'm nervous watching this. I hope Messrs Bryce and Chandler aren't feeling all jittery like I am. But that's what they're there for. That's why throwing fourth is hard. Because the past 2.5 and another bit hours have all come down to these final two throws.
Yeah.
Last throw of the game for Cameron Bryce. Is it going to be the last throw for this team
Line's
at
pretty
the
good.
Baden Masters 24?
Line's good. Stay close. Stay
We
close.
will know in a couple of minutes' time.
Yep. Way only. Way only.
He's pretty immune to pressure, Cammy Bryce.
Carl now. Oh, Carl.
Look at this for an audacious shot.
Good judge, boys.
Well, they've done all they can, the Scots. That was a big ask of Cameron Bryce, and goodness me, he has responded. They have done all they can. But it is George and Chandler of Canada who will have the final say in this pivotal game. It is Scotland line 2. It is last stone for Canada. Deep breath, Jordan.
Yep.
So some more weight. Hard! Move both these Scottish stones. He has to move both of them. And he does. What a throw from George and Chandler. What a game we have witnessed on this lunchtime draw. And that has big impact for the competition. Both these teams then finish on 2 wins and 2 losses. It is Bryce's team who are essentially top of the pile if it comes to draw shots. But I'm not sure there's going to be enough places left. We will work it out together in the later draw.
That's what I was throwing in.
They will do a draw shot challenge here because there's still a possibility to qualify for the later round. But yeah, both teams, what a battle that was. Both teams really neutralising each other. The Canadians will be delighted to finish with a win. They had a real rocky start to this competition, but they won their last 2 games. But they will not play any further in this competition. Their draw shot not good enough. Yeah, congratulations in the chat for Team Chandler. A really nerveless final throw from George and Chandler. But
looks
lovely
heavy,
throws from Cammy Bryce as well. It's been a super game to watch. We will be back at 3 o'clock European, our featured game. It will be Bright Young Things, the World Junior Champions, Lucas Høstmælingen's team from Norway. They will be playing Gösgens team from Netherlands. Neither of those teams will take part later on this evening. They're both too far behind in the draw shot. But I think that will be a very intriguing game. Both of those teams very into the aggressive style. Both of those teams not at all afraid to put a stone in the 1 foot and then make a better draw than you.
I had 06.
So do come back and join us at 3 o'clock.
Even
We
at
will work
13,
out
I'll
the
stop.
possible different scenarios for quarterfinals this evening. That's at 8:30 European. Looking forward to that. So both teams just doing a final draw shot just in case. But yeah, we will be back at 3 o'clock. So in just over an hour, in 1 hour 20 minutes, we shall be back for the final round robin. We will see who are the final couple of teams to join the roster for quarterfinals this evening. Thank you for your company of this really nervy game this morning. Come back at 3 o'clock. Bye for now.
Roger light. Top 8. Pretty light. You're in good stuff. Just keep it moving. Curl. Yep, keep it moving. Line's good. Ah, fuck. Sorry, guys.
I know. Yeah. You know what's funny? Like, and it wasn't like, it was like